A sick horse here this morning. I discovered her about a little over an hour ago. And here she is still on her feet, which is a good thing because earlier today she did come into this area with the shavings and laid down, and that's a bad thing. So you want to make sure that they stay on their feet. If you have a horse that is colicking, you want to make sure they're not rolling around on the ground. So while we just observe her for a few minutes and check in and see if we can figure out how she's feeling, let's talk a little bit. So the fact that she's coming over here is a great thing. Okay, so this is much more normal behavior than what we saw earlier. So for those of you who follow my morning sunrise shorts, you can actually see the first signs of her colicking in today's short that I filmed. And when I was taking the video, I observed the behavior that she was doing, but I wasn't too sure if it was actually colic or what she was doing. But what I like now is that it's been over an hour. Her head is now down. She's nibbling, looking for hay. These are all great signs. And so then I'm going to do the next thing, which is something that you want to be very careful about doing, but since she seems to have improved somewhat, I'm going to test my theory about how much her belly might, and she might be interested in taking a little bit of food. You do want to be careful about giving them food. Notice there's no food in here for her. Good. All right. So she took the apple piece. Just want to make sure she actually eats it. And she did eat the little piece of apple. She's got her head down. She's looking a lot more relaxed. If you'll notice, she just took a deep breath. So for now, folks, it looks like the pain medicine that we gave her has helped relieve her abdominal pain. She's showing an interest in food. And so far, so good. Yes, so far, so good. Looks like she's going to be okay. So I was just noticing that last night was one of the coldest nights that we've had all winter, and I'm sure that had something to do with it. You know, they're not going to drink as much water when it's this cold. It's just very hard for them to maintain their body temperature and to stay comfortable out in this weather. So it's tough. It's tough for all animals. I don't even know how deer and elk and coyotes and birds, I don't even know how they survive this kind of weather. Hi there. Thanks everybody for checking in. So I just wanted to give you an update. It's been a little bit over an hour. Look, did you hear that sound that she made again? That's a sound of a horse that's happier, feeling better, more relaxed. So again, if you're just tuning in, when I checked on these horses this morning, this horse had a stomach ache. A stomach ache in horses is called colic. And horses are one of the only animals in the world that can die from a stomach ache. So when they don't eat and they are acting like they have abdominal pain, they're laying down, they're pawing the ground. Those are all signs that they're having abdominal pain, and it is serious. So I stopped everything I was doing this morning so that I could take care of her. So if you find yourself in a situation with a horse that is suddenly acting abnormal, not eating, pawing the ground, laying down, groaning, having a high heart rate, not having much belly sounds. Loud belly sounds are really normal for a horse, so not having loud belly sounds is a serious problem. You always want to check their gums, make sure their gums are pink and not too dry. So those are all the things that you want to check with your horse if you notice that they're colicking. And then you want to really separate them from the other horses first and foremost, so that you can evaluate if they poop or not and if they're interested in food or not. So these pans here don't have food in them. They actually just have hot water that I brought to offer her some hot water earlier, which she showed no interest in that, but she is showing interest in being a little bit hungry. So that's a great thing. And so we are really grateful at this point that it looks like this is going to be what we would call a mild case of colic. And again, there's absolutely no way to know. Colic should always be an emergency immediately. If you identify colic in your horse, pawing, not eating, look, now we have some pawing happening again. So we're not out of the woods yet, folks. Okay? We're not out of the woods. So it could be that she's asking for some food, but it also could be, and it's more likely that she's still exhibiting some belly pain. And so what you're going to want to do is what I did is, first of all, separate the horse right away. Take away any food. Don't let them, if at all possible, lay down. Keep them up and moving, and call your veterinarian. Call your veterinarian first thing to find out if it's appropriate to give them some pain meds. If you have pain meds, give them some pain meds. If you don't have pain meds, at least give them some probiotics. At the very least, give them some probiotics. Separate them, look for poop, monitor if they poop. She pooped earlier, so that was a good thing. And now we're just going to continue to watch her here over the next little bit because, again, she got pain meds about an hour ago. But those pain meds are going to wear off. And then we're going to need to make sure that she continues to do well. So please, everybody, prayers for Rhoen, that she does well the rest of the day today. She's never colicked before. She's 20 years old. So that's not old for a horse, but it's not real young for a horse either. So it's very concerning, but also not maybe too surprising considering how cold it was last night. But mostly with a colicky horse, you're going to spend a lot of time just like this, just slowly observing them, taking your time to just stand back and watch and notice that she is eating or trying to eat a little bit of hay. So that's a good thing. So that being the case, we're going to go ahead and take this from a code red to a code yellow, but continue to closely monitor her, make sure she continues to pass stool, make sure she doesn't lay down, and that we help make sure that she just goes back to normal here in a few hours. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Look at her, see how she's kind of stretching her legs out a little bit. That could be a sign that she's still trying to alleviate some belly pain. With the colic, again, you're just going to spend a lot of time standing back and watch them. Very carefully observe how hard they're breathing, how relaxed they are, to determine how much pain they might be in. All right, I'll keep you posted, everybody. Please send prayers to Rhoen, and I hope you never have to deal with the colicky horse your entire life. Have a wonderful day.